I fish nymphs. I find myself fishing nymphs more and more these days. I just love them. I love the take. 1 minute nothing's happening, the next minute the rod's nearly pulled out your hand. If you do fish nymphs, you should really try it. Get focused on it because it's an exceptional way to fish. I experiment a lot with nymphs. Thin, fat, different profiles, but also different materials. A lot of people use synthetics, man-mades. Not man-mades, Christ, I'm losing the plot here. Natural materials, fur and hair, etc., feathers. This is a mixture of quite a few different things, and it's worked really well for me on shrimp feeders, but it's also worked really well for me for fish feeding on damsel nymphs. In and around weed beds, it's got that little flash of colour that makes a difference. I'll show you how to tie it. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Please be kind enough to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And we're back on the fly tying now. We've had a really dodgy summer here. Water temperature sky high, but things are getting a little bit better now. So in the vise I've got a size 10 standard wet fly. This is barbless. You can tie this down to a 14. I like it in a big size because it does take big fish. Big fish and quite a strong hook. So the tail on this is quite unique. They call this summer duck. Basically teal dyed, and this is dyed sunburst. And what I do is, rather than take some off, I keep it on the stalk. And I'm going to use the natural curve. You'll see what I mean. If I just do a pinch and loop there, pull everything in to it's the right length. That's too short. Right, pull everything in. That's about right there. And then I'm going to secure them with thread wraps. A little bit too long. So all I'm doing is shortening. That's about right. That's better. Yep. Now, you might say, why such a flat tail? It slows the fly down descent wise. I've got quite a bit of fur in this as well, and I've got another material it's not buoyant, but it certainly slows the fly down in its descent, which is kind of what you need with a bigger hook. So there you go. Next up, this is a mixture of different furs, underfur and rabbit, and a bit of squirrel. My mate Andrew Ellis mixed this for me ages ago, and I use it on a load of nymphs. So I want quite a thick body because I'm going to pull a lot of the hair out. If you do a tight enough dubbing rope, which is what I do, a really tight dubbing rope, you didn't really need a rib. So coming in tight on there, I want to come up maybe a turn more. That's about right. Come back a little bit. So I'm kind of half and half here, not quite all the way up, but just past the point of the hook, if you like. So, and this is the bit you didn't see much on flies. Super bright sunburst. Sunburst yellow fritz. Now you might be saying to yourself, come on Steve. However, all will become clear as to why I use this. So get that tied in nice and tight. I don't want too much of that flew at the head because I've not got a big tying area, which you'll see. So all we've got to do is come around once. Make sure the fritz is going the correct way. So as you would with a feather or a hackle, you just stroke everything back and get one solid turn. So that's one solid turn. I come in and I wrap the thread at 45 degrees. In with an alpha blade, then I use scissors. A little bit of tension on there. So all I'm going to do now is tidy this up and create a taper. Like so. Cover all that sunburst up. You'll see why. Right. This is a bit you're not going to believe. In fact, I'll get the next bit on first. So, we've got this Mad Rabbit, black pepper it's called. It's really, really dark. And this is my contrast thorax area. So I do a thin bed of this first. Quite thin. Right up. And then I'm going to come in with my scissors and take all this as close as I dare. And you might be thinking, Steve, you've just put all that on, why are you cutting it off? Like I say, it'll all become clear. Just watch your tying thread here. Now I'm trying to get as much of that off as I can. So you're left with that. Back in with my, I didn't want too many long fibres. You'll see when I finish the fly why. Back in with my Mad Rabbit. A little bit thicker this time. And a little bit looser as well, not as tight a rope. So you've got a bigger, bulkier thorax. Now, just got to tidy the head up. I'm just checking for frits. And I haven't got any, so that's good. Quick finishing tool. And then snip him off there. So one of the key to my nymphs, or the nymphs that I tie certainly, is a bit of heft. So I come in, I use a Velcro brush and I sweep everything towards the rear. Any long fibres I'm just going to take out. And then just a little bit of super glue. And now the key bit, I'll show you this. If I turn this light off, now you can see that yellow already. Watch what happens when I stick a UV on it. So that's why I've got that. You just basically take all your frits down to the bare bones and you've got a luminous hotspot. So from a UV point of view, it's pretty exceptional. A great fly. I like tying them as well. I like tying these, but I really, really like fishing them. And as you can see, I've got quite a lot of fur there pulled out. We've got a little bit of synthetic, which is not buoyant, but it's certainly not got to sink quite fast. And that bushy tail, which allows that fly to sort of sink a little bit slower. My phone, typical. There you go, that's that dealt with. So, I really hope you enjoyed that, folks. Give it a try, you really won't be disappointed. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please be kind enough to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks very much for watching. Plenty more fly fishing, fly tying content on this channel. Take care, folks, and bye-bye.